Every year, the National Trust picks 11 historic places that are in danger of being destroyed. By publicizing these historic sites and encouraging Americans to preserve the valuable aspects of the past, the Trust has helped to save historic ships, buildings, and landscapes from neglect and destruction.
We had a big problem in looking at the preferred alternative that the state of Montana had come in with, because it was just a 4-lane highway completely through the reservation with no divided medians and no controlled access. If you have a 4-lane highway with no divided median and someone wanted to be turning left, that vehicle would be parked in the fast lane or the passing lane, waiting to clear 2 lanes of traffic to turn off on the left side of the highway. The state of Montana was sued over exactly that situation about 2 miles south of Polson. There was a tragic accident and loss of life, and the state was sued, and the state lost that lawsuit. And that's exactly the type of a highway they would be planning throughout the whole reservation, and I don't see how that could be more safe. So what we proposed was an improved 2-lane with wider shoulders. We would make the existing passing lanes longer and find other areas to put in needed passing lanes.
With rapid growth in and around the reservation, the planned expansion could overwhelm the Flatheads' attempts to control the direct growth of their land. Already there are connecting roads skirting Missoula, and the planned construction north of the reservation is slated to begin later this year. If the expansion goes through, there's a lot to be gained for some, but for others, a lot can be lost.
Right now, we're at a point, again, of struggling to maintain a simple way of life that, to me, is a core in the identity of who we are. And if that 4-lane highway is allowed to go through here, all that's going to happen is speed up that loss, is speed up that outside influence in here.
And that's the key.
Hello, my name is Fred Matt. I'm the chairman of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribes. For thousands of years, our elders and our ancestors before us made countless sacrifices to ensure our survival and to ensure the protection of our lands, the water, plants, and animals on our lands. Because of their sacrifices, we are here today. We are constantly striving to continue the work of our ancestors for the well-being of our generations yet to come. This place has changed rapidly in recent years. Traffic and development have increased dramatically. The Montana Department of Transportation wanted to expand Highway 93 to accommodate increased traffic. The Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribes were concerned that highway expansion could lead to further growth and damage our lands. This was a complicated problem, and all the parties have worked hard to find a solution together. We have tried to find an answer that would make a safer highway, accommodate the flow of traffic, and yet also minimize damage to our lands, the animals, our communities, and our way of life. The final outcome may not please everyone, but there are aspects of the design that set a shining example for a highway that respects the land it crosses. The design work is now in your hands.
U.S. Highway 93 construction between Evero and Polson crosses the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribes Flathead Indian Reservation and features some of the most scenic views and abundant wildlife areas anywhere in the United States. In recognition of this extraordinary stretch of roadway, the US 93 project has focused on preserving the spirit of place. Animal crossings both above and below the roadway preserve migration corridors for grizzly bears, painted turtles, Canada lynx, and countless other species that inhabit the adjacent land. Wildlife fencing along the roadway will guide animals safely to the 40-plus crossings along this corridor. In addition to preserving the spirit of place, the US 93 project engineers and designers have focused on significantly improving safety for motorists and reducing congestion while minimizing the adverse impacts on the environment. This means a definite departure from usual roadway construction practice. The 56-mile stretch of roadway has been divided into 9 sections for the purpose of managing the timeline and construction schedules for this roadway. Due to the high degree of environmental sensitivity in the 9-pipe Ronan section, a supplemental environmental impact statement will be specifically drafted for that section.
Let me start by thanking you for taking the time to watch this video that was specifically made for construction workers and inspectors on the Everett to Polson highway projects. The reconstruction of US 93 on the Flathead Indian Reservation is not going to be like a normal highway project in Montana. If you've not already heard this said in this video or in other locations, you soon will be hearing it often. In fact, you'll probably get tired of hearing it, but it's an important point to remember. It took several years of close coordination and cooperation between the Montana Department of Transportation, the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes, and the Federal Highway Administration to come to an agreement on what US 93 would look like and how it would be built. The culmination of the activity was the signing of the Memorandum of Agreement in the year 2000. This document contains a lot of guidance and commitments on all of our parts, and I can assure you that the Federal Highway Administration believes in fulfilling all of them. Fred Matt, the chairman of the tribes, commented after completion of the agreement that the words are about rebuilding a road, but the process leading up to it was about rebuilding trust, honor, and mutual respect among the governments. Now as we move into the construction, all of you, the inspectors and the workers on these projects, are the final piece in following through on that trust responsibility. Listen carefully to the principles discussed during this video, and please do your part to follow them as we build these projects together. It took us a long time to get to this point, and we want to maintain and strengthen the relationship we worked so hard to build.
Welcome to the Highway 93 Everett to Polson corridor. This project is about 3 governments working together to create a solution for a safer highway that respects the land it travels through. The Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes, the Federal Highway Administration, and the Montana Department of Transportation negotiated a memorandum of agreement to solve the complex highway issues of Highway 93 between Everett and Polson. The Memorandum of Agreement and highway plans have some different features that you probably have not seen before in highway construction. These items have been included to try and make the highway during construction and afterward respect the landscape, endangered species, and other wildlife, and allow a traveler to enjoy one of the most unique and beautiful places on Earth. Overall, we have a project that will result in a safer highway for those who travel it, and all creatures who live there, but it must be built with the respect for the unique homeland of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes. When we add up all the items that we're doing on this project, the end result will be a project that we can all be proud of.
The Federal Highway Administration looks forward to working with all of you on the reconstruction of this corridor. I hope that you have found this video worthwhile and that each of you will come to believe in the principles outlined here. We can build a highway project differently than we've done it in the past. We look forward not only to successfully completing these projects, but doing it safely as well. Thank you very much.
Your important role is to make this carefully drafted design a reality for the benefit of all.